So, Tom Myers, Superintendent of Bellevue Community School District in Bellevue, Iowa, coming to you with this week's Believe in the Blue update. A few things just want to make you aware of in less than 5 minutes here. Uh, Upcoming events here Thursday evening, we have our final middle school boys basketball game for the season, and that is at Marquette Catholic starting at 4 o'clock. I encourage you to get out and see our future high school basketball players, support our middle school team. They're having a very good season. Both 7th and 8th grade have worked very hard this year. Speaking of basketball, our basketball season just ended recently. At the high school level, our girls were defeated by a very talented Durant team that just came short of making it to state this year. But just want to let you know that played a very fine season. Our boys team finished the season strong, gave Easton Valley, which is a very tough team, a very good game last week as well. But they're both out of the tournament now. I did want to mention Jacob Till went to state bowling for our high school bowling team. He finished 16th overall, had a very good season. He's a sophomore, so he has 2 more years left. And actually, the bowling team has some very strong young bowlers. I encourage you to come out next year and see them. I know they'll be working in the off season. All of our sports will be. Excuse me. And excuse me, and that will be very good. So a lot of things going on. We have several people at the archery who are doing very well. State competition coming up there. Just a lot of participation by people. Boys and girls track season at the high school level have both began, which is great. That means spring is around the corner. We've been having good weather right now, so everything like that. Soccer will be starting up soon. Youth soccer will be starting up sooner than that even. So just a lot of things going on, and pretty soon it'll be baseball and softball season. So a lot of positives there. Did want to tell you we did have a board meeting this week on Monday. We talked about a couple things there with facilities, one being the potential purchase of some land for future use by the school, whether that's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, or longer down the road. Just looking at some options possibly that way to move forward. Don't know where anything's going for sure, but just thinking about the future here, which we need to plan for the future. We need to plan for the future academically, and that includes a whole variety of different things and progressing that way as well. We also looked at academically when we look at the music room, some potential changes out there, possibly knocking some walls out, just basically doing a redesign of the inside of the building, and possibly doing some things outside of the building as well. Probably not until the summer of 2017, the way it looks, or somewhere in that area, but looking at making some upgrades and changes there for the benefit of our students and their learning and benefit our instructors and what they can do with our students. Ultimately, education comes down to what are students doing, and we want students to be actively involved and really getting the most out of what we can possibly offer them. I want to tell you one thing here related to that from a book called The Innovator's Mindset. It talks about 8 things to look for in today's classroom. I'm going to just skim through these. I want to talk about the last one here a little bit. Voice, a student voice, having input from students, choice, giving students choice on how they're going to learn material, time for reflection in class, opportunities for innovation, not just doing things the same old way every year, year after year, day after day, class after class. We want to develop critical thinkers, not the factory model of education where everyone does the same thing time and time again. We want to be looking at problem solving and problem finders. What are the issues? How can we make things better? Self-assessment of what is happening? How is my learning going? How could everything in the classroom improve? And number 8 here, the connected learning part, I want to talk about just a little bit. I think we've really worked on the community partnership aspect, that way of getting our community involved, inviting our community in. And if any of you are ever interested in coming to any of our school improvement meetings, we'll be having one coming up again in March. I'll give a date out next week, hopefully on that, an official date. But just getting involved, having our students go out and do internships, having our students go out and do work in the community, have our students do work here for the community, whether it's marketing in Mrs. Weber's class, tech math with Mr. Marshall, Mr. Ernst, Mrs. Wetzel, just a variety of different things. How can we be involved within our community that way, and how can our community be involved in the school here as well? The one aspect they have here, and I'm just going to read a little bit here. Think about it. From whom would you rather learn about space, an astronaut or a teacher? The answer seems obvious. We want to learn from the experts. Since that's true, let's take advantage of technology and facilitate those connections as well as our individual community partnerships. More importantly, let's teach students to facilitate these powerful learning opportunities themselves. Our students with technology, we can learn at any time, anywhere. And it's going beyond the classroom discussion, looking up things online, even social media, but just the internet as a whole, finding information, exploring information on down the line like that. So there's a lot of real positive things that can happen here. We really need to push our students to become engaged and really push our students to be involved, but also pulling our community in, say, hey, we want your involvement as well. So anyone's ever involved in speaking to a class or anything similar, that you're more than welcome to do that. Just please contact the school. So anyway, I hope everyone has a great week. Weather should be nice. Still have had no school days this year, and no early outs or no early dismissals or late starts because of weather, which is the first time in many years we've made it this far. So we'll see what happens that way, but took a little more than 5 minutes. But so everyone has a great day, a great week, and I'll talk to all of you next week again.